Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a puzzle today that's been described as the perfect Sudoku. It's called Rolling Wave, and it's by Lizzie01. It's got a moderate difficulty rating, but the comments on Logic Masters Germany, I just snipped them. Have a look at some of these. Zorn's Lemon writes, "It's very rare to come across a perfect Sudoku. It may have just been perfect for my mood right now, but this was absolutely beautiful. All the symmetries balanced in just the right way, never grindy. Until the very end, no cascading, but no stalls. Just a perfect balance of paced satisfaction." What a lovely comment. Oh, look, there's one comment here said it's very good, but it was more a 4-star puzzle. And there was another comment. Where was it? "I always find I like the way you have set them up and how they poetically and harmoniously resolve. This one is also so richly harmonic." It's fabulous, isn't it? So, yeah, this is what we're going to have a go at. It's basically, if you're familiar with region sum lines, that's what we've got, and a few thermometers as well. So I'll read you the rules in a moment or two. Now, what do I have to tell you about before we kick off today? I know I've got a birthday to do. Also, of course, over on Patreon, you've still got about a week left to enter our competition. So do have a go. Lots and lots of lovely comments coming in on that. Other than that, oh, Mark wanted me to mention the apps. Yep, we've got apps a go-go. The difference between Cracking the Cryptic apps, by the way, and your bog standard apps, or your bog standard Sudoku apps, is that all the puzzles in our apps are, of course, handcrafted, which makes them rather wonderful. So it's very much like the stuff that you'll see on the channel. So check that out. Sven Sudoku Pad, of course, this wonderful software we play our puzzles in. That's also there's links to that under the video as well. So lots of links under the video. But, oh, my birthday. That's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. Unfortunately. Fortunately, I don't know. Birthdays coming and going is no longer a cause for celebration. But anyway, I'm going to say a very happy birthday to Nixon from your best friend Clark. And Clark Nixon thinks that you are a terribly clever and a wonderful human being. Now, I'm not sure if being there was a deliberate misprint, so I will say being. It could have meant being, but wonderful human being is what was actually written in Clark's email. So, Nixon, I hope you have a very good birthday today with, of course, a huge slice of immensely icing-laden chocolate cake. And with that said and done, let us have a look at Lizzie01's Rolling Wave. Lizzie01, actually, I've done some Lizzie01 puzzles on the channel before, and some of them are quite hard. So the fact this is 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, I'm hoping that's a genuine rating. Anyway, these are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. The 3x3 box borders divide a blue line into segments, each of which has the same sum. So, oh, there's an example here actually. It says, e.g., row 4, column 8, plus row 4, row 4, column 8, plus row 4, column 9. You can see this blue line here. It's got these 2 cells in box 6, and then the box border occurs, and those 3 squares in box 3, and these 3 yellow squares would have to have the same sum as these 2 squares in box 6. Now, what is that message? That's fine. It says different lines may have different sums, so we'd expect that. And also, along a thermometer, digits must increase from the bulb end. So we've got 3 rather suspiciously short thermometers. Let's look at this one. So if that square was a 2, this would have to be higher than 2, because just as mercury rises, as the temperature rises, so must Sudoku digits rise as we move away from the bulb end of a thermo. So we could have something like that. That would be a completely legitimate way to fill the thermometer. We've increased every step of the way. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm very interested in this big line here. That's about as many cells as I've ever seen a region sum line occupy in one box of the Sudoku. Now, perhaps we're meant to use the secret. I will just mention the secret in case it's relevant. Now, the secret is something I only tell my very favourite people, but if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people. And the secret is that this whole box of this Sudoku, indeed any Sudoku, any complete row, any complete column, because of the rules of Sudoku, contains the digits 1 to 9 once each. And if you sum the digits 1 to 9, you get 45. So all of those cells sum to 45. Now what we're seeing here is that those cells sum to the same as those cells. And there are 6 different cells in box 1. So so there is a tension here, in the sense that the maximum that these yellow cells could be would be if they were 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, which is 39. And the very minimum that the green cells could be would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which means essentially 45 minus 9. That would be putting a 9 in this square, which is 36. So the regions here either sum to 36, 37, 38 or 39 is what we can start by saying. Okay, so that middle digit there is either 9, 8, 7 or 6 then. So let's just do a check. That must be right, because if it was a 5, the green line would sum to 40 using the secret, and we cannot possibly make those yellow cells add up to 40. Their maximum is 39. So this is a high digit, and these digits, well, yeah, that's okay. That's one way of thinking about this. These digits, those 3 digits there, sum to that, don't they? That's one way we could sort of think about that, the relationship between these lines. The digits that are off the line in both boxes must have equal sum as well. So there's a sort of virtual region sum line between that square and these 3 digits. Now, the cell there that looks interesting is that one then, because that square is the sum itself of 2 different numbers. So that's at least 3, but can't be more than 6. It can't be more than 6 because I know these squares can't add up to more than 9. And if you think about 3 different numbers adding up to 9 using Sudoku digits, well, we could have 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, or 2, 3, 4, but the biggest digit ever is 6. You can't put 7, 1, 2 in because they will add up to at least 10. So this digit is a bit restricted, which means these digits are quite low. So if that's 6, this is a 1, 2, 3 triple. That doesn't work. Okay, that's not 6. That's actually very clear. If that's 6, I'm not sure how useful this is, but I'm going to mention it. Because that would be a 1, 2, 3 triple using the sort of the theorem we've developed because of the relationship between this number and these 3 numbers, that would be a 3. And this would be a 1, 2 pair, and that digit would be unfillable because we'd be in this situation. There'd be too many low digits in this column. So let's delete all that. That's not right. Oh, I want to just unwind it, not delete. Yeah, so that's not 6. So now this is 7 at least. That doesn't mean this isn't 3. It means these are... If this was 3 and this was a 1, 2 pair, 1 or 2 would have to go in there, otherwise this would get too big. No, but that's that could be, yeah, 3, 4, 1. That would be 8. That's okay. I think it's okay anyway. It's more likely actually if this is 3, 1, 2. That's putting a lot of pressure on that thing. That would be at least 3, 4, 5, 6, which is too big. That's 18. I can't make 2 digits add up to 18. Right, okay, so this is not 3. Ah, well that's interesting. Right, that genuinely is interesting. And yes, I know. I know you might be thinking, I hope I never meet that guy at a party. But it is true. Because if this was 3 and this was a 1-2 pair, the minimum for this is 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 18, which is broken. And the fact this can't be 3 then, now we have to think about these 3 squares again. Because, oh, what is that? Bit defender. There's a bit no, I don't want a bit defender advert popping up just randomly in the middle of whatever I'm doing. Yeah, so these 3 squares here add up to a maximum of 9. So we can now say something about these 2 digits. They must be selected from 1, 2 and 3. Because if they weren't both selected from those low digits, this would be too big. So imagine this one wasn't a 1, 2 or a 3. It would be at least a 4 or a 5. And 4 plus 5 plus 1 is 10. So these are both very tiny. So if that is 4, this is a 1, 3, and that's a 2. And then this would be 1. That would presumably work, because the only way it didn't work was if we forced these to be double 9. They can be... Oh, hang on. Right. No. This is very right. We've got to balance this. Right. I hadn't looked at this line at all, but that line's got 5 thingies on it. Thingy being the technical term for cells on a blue line. So the minimum sum of those squares would be if these were a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The triangular number for 5 is 15. So these add up to at least 15. So these can't be something like an 8, 9 pair, because these couldn't add up to as much as 15. These would be 13, wouldn't they, if we took 8 and 9 out of these squares. So the maximum sum of all of those is 30. So the absolute maximum sum of these is 15. Oh, right. Okay. This is beautiful, actually. This is a really beautiful puzzle. Okay, so what I have to do here, or the way I'm seeing it now, is a bit different. I'm actually going to look at all of those digits together. And I'm going to ask what's the absolute minimum I can make these 6 digits add up to. And the answer to that is the triangular number for 6. If I make these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in some order, they would sum to 21, wouldn't they? But they can't add up to any more than 21. Because even if this is a 6, these would then add up to 15. And these can't add up to more than 15, because if they do add up to more than 15, these 2 squares would add up to, say, 16, but these add up to at least 15, and those 4 squares would add up to at least 31, which is impossible. The absolute maximum those 2 can add up to is 15. And we've just worked out that is the minimum they can be, and that minimum only exists if this is a 6. Because if this is a 4, because the minimum sum of this is 21, these would be at least 17 again, which breaks. So that we have to put 6 as our first digit. We get 6 here. These digits, I mean, this is a ludicrous pencil mark I'm about to make, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just to show you. Look, there's no 6 on that line. These are a 7, 8, 9 triple. These are now definitely from 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is a 30 quadruple. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all 6, 7, 8, 9. We might actually have to do high-low shading here. This is getting very, very... let me just get rid of the... Let me just get rid of this. So that's not 6, so that's not 9, because we know these add up to 15. There's no 3 on that line, because this is either a 1, 5 or a 2, 4 pair adding up to 6. So there is a 3 on this line. Look, yeah, it's very tempting actually to do high-low shading, because all those digits are all really low now. Can't see what that's doing. Oh, well, no, I can see one thing, actually. Look at column 1 for a moment. Those 6 digits are all from the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So they must be a sextuplet on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That can't be a 6. These are 7, 8 and 9. Yeah. Okay, look, we've got something similar going on there. Oh, my phone's buzzing. There's a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple there, so that's not a 6. So these digits are all low. Oh, yeah. Well, they are all low, so that's also a 7, 8 or a 9. So we should have some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, look, those 5 digits there, they're all from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So there's sort of lots of high-lowity in the grid. That's not a 1, because it's the second cell on the thermo, so that's quite a small digit, this digit here. Right. That's not got 6 on it, so that's not got 9 on it. Is that right? These have to add up to 15. Yeah, they have to add up to 15. So 9 is definitely in one of these squares. 6 is definitely in one of these squares. And 7, oh no, that's not true. 9 in this column is definitely in those squares, so that's definitely not 9. This is 7 or 8. I think there's... I feel like there's something going on over here, but I can't see what it is. I'm going to get rid of orange. And I know... that doesn't matter, does it? So I've got 3 high digits in row 7. Oh, hang on. I hadn't even looked at this. Look. This is probably where I should have started. This cell is the sum of those 3 digits. So that's at least a 6. Because these digits can't be less than a 1, 2, 3 triple, can they? That feels like it matters. Hang on. Yeah, it does. Right. Okay, this is very nice. Look at this. Look at these cells. All of those cells as a unit. And remember what we were talking about up here with these cells. So in a 3-cell sum adding up to a single digit number, could any of these digits be as high as 7? Well, clearly not, because 7 plus 1 plus 2 is 10, and that is not a 1-digit number, it's a 2-digit number. So these digits are very low. Well, not very low, but they're made up maximally of digits as high as 6. And now my purple set is a set of the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. None of those digits can be 7, 8 or 9. So that, this is lovely. Now this digit is 7 or 8, but we know this adds up to 15, so this is 7 or 8, which means, oh look, and I get digits. That's 6, that's 9. So that's not 6 now. Where is the 6 in purple? Well, it's over here. And if there is a 6 on this line, what could we accompany that 6 with to get to a single digit number? Only 1 and 2. So this is actually a 1, 2, 6 triple, with the 6 being in the lower domino. Now, what does that mean? That means, well, it means that's a 9. It means, oh, that's a 9. We've got a 7, 8 pair here. We've got a 7, 8 pair here. Those 2 digits are the same. Oh, this is... look. Hang on. I'm going to get rid of my purple for a moment. That digit's the same as that digit by Sudoku. So that digit's the same as that digit by Sudoku. But look, green has to go there now, which means that is a 7 or an 8. I've now got a 7. Oh, no, sorry, that's not doing anything. No, that's not. Sorry, that was that's overzealous on my colouring. No, actually, I'm still going to. I was going to take it out, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it in because green has to be in one of those squares in this box, and then by Sudoku, where is green in this row? It's there. So that is a 7 or an 8, and it's green. And we've discovered green. To borrow the Blackadder analogy that Mark sometimes likes to use. Right, if that's 1, 2, 6, that's not 1 or 2. So this now is not 2 or 3. Now, what does that mean? I have no idea. I've got... no. Okay. I've got... I don't know. I don't know what I've got. I've got something. Is it 6? No, I don't think it's 6s. I was just trying to look at digits. I actually got some. I've got a few 9s. Let's come back up all the way up here because I know that these. Once I got this as being a 6, which I can't remember how I got it, but I think I got it because I was looking at this. But I could have extrapolated from that those squares have to be 6, 1, 2, just as these do. So that's definitely a 9. That's useful. I get 9 in the top corner. I get a 7 or an 8. That's a yellow 7 or an 8. 9 are in these two squares. 9 is not there by Sudoku. This is a gorgeous puzzle. No, oh, nearly. That would be interesting. Ooh, that would be interesting. Yeah, I was just wondering if I could put 9 on this little thing here. And I can, but only just. Because if that's a 9, what's the minimum sum of this little ragtag collection of digits? Well, the answer would be 9, 1, 2, and 3, which would add up, I think, to 15. And I could only make that work if this was a 7, 8 pair and was the same as this, which doesn't work. Actually, it doesn't work. That isn't 9. Sorry, and yeah, let me explain. So let me do this slowly. If that's 9, in order for this domino to have anything that could work, because this is adding up to at least 15 and there's no 9 on this little rump here, this would have to be a 7, 8 pair. And this would have to be 1, 2, 3. But by Sudoku now I have to put 7 and 8 into this square. And I can't, it's not a Schrödinger cell. This is not the nature of the puzzle we're dealing with. So that's not 9. That's 9. That is useful. That is going to get me a 9 down there. So 9 is in one of those two squares, probably here. That would give the most flexibility on that region sum line. Well, okay, I'm going to keep going with this logic. Yeah, this is beautiful. This puzzle is beautiful. I'll tell you, what was that comment? Something like, it's... Yeah, all the symmetries, the balance of it. That's what I agree with that. Because, okay, let's think about green and yellow in this box now. Now, green and yellow are not there, and they're not equal to 9. So either green and yellow are both on this line. Well, they're not both on this line. Because if they were both on this line would add up to more than 15, and these cannot add up to more than 15. And that means this square must absorb one of these two digits, and it must be 7 or 8, therefore. I don't know what colour it is, but now I've got a 7, 8 pair here, and that's become a 6. And now I can colour them all, because this is yellow, therefore that's green, therefore that's green. Now, so it's yellow. Yellow is the digit that's on this little thing here. Green is in one of those two squares. Green is in one of these two squares. Now, If yellow is on that, and then yellow and green are not on that, 6 and 5. No, that's right. This is lovely again. Right, is it possible for yellow not to be here? Well, if yellow was not on this stub here, green is not on the stub, and 9 is not on the stub, and that would mean the maximum digits selectable for these squares were 5 and 6, which is 11, isn't it? But we know yellow is on there, which is at least a 7, and 7 plus the minimum we could add to it, 1, 2 and 3, would be at least 13, and 13 is greater than 11. That is a knowledge bomb for you, and that means yellow is on this stub here. Don't know which one it is, but it's on the stub, so it's not there. So there's a sort of Sudoku-y type thing going on with yellow. Okay. Ah, I've got it. This is just sick. This is such a clever puzzle. Lizzie, this is such a clever puzzle. Right. So let's repeat that logic again to ourselves now. So we now know that, if you like, the yellow components of this line equate with one another, don't they? So one of these is yellow and one of these is yellow. Now what that means is that the other digit here, whatever it is, adds up to the other 3 digits on here. Well, the minimum those 3 digits could be would be 1, 2 and 3. But that's the maximum they could be here. Because they can't... Yellow is cancelling. They can't be green or 9, which are the other 2 high digits. So they can only be 6. So this is a 6 and a yellow, whatever that is. And this is a 1, 2, 3 and a yellow, which is the high digit. So... yeah, so now these digits are 4, 5 and 6 in the box. And the thermo gives us a little bit of traction. This is 4, 5, 6, so that's not 4, 5, 6. That's probably important. 1, 2 and 3 have to be in those squares in row 6. 6, 7, 8. That can't be a 6 either. So 6 is now placed in box 4. Which is sort of surprising, but it seems to have happened. I loved that step, by the way. That was very, very beautiful. Now, so, I now can unwind this. This isn't 9. Because if this is 9, this digit has to be at least 6, but it can't be. The 6, 7, 8, and 9 have disappeared from row 5 already. That's right, isn't it? So that's not 9. That's 9, which means that's 9. The maximum size of this digit is 5, I think. No, it's not. It's not, because where's yellow in this box? I don't know is the answer. But one place it isn't is here. So this digit is a maximum of 5 now, because 6 is there, 7 or 8 is there, 7 or 8 is there, and that's 9. So that cannot be greater than 5. So it's 5, 4, or 3, I think. So this digit is 1, 2, 3, or 4. Probably. We may be able to do better than that, I'm not sure. 5 in row 5 is now over on the left hand side, look. So these digits are not 5. Which is probably interesting. I'd imagine you need a green here. If that's, just looking at this, I mean, this is adding up to at least, yeah, I mean, they can't be a 1-2 pair, interestingly. Oh, they could, for many reasons, actually. I was doing it by the thermometer. I was thinking if that was 1 and that was 2, that would have to be 1. But I see we can actually rule it out because of this as well. So this is at least a 1-3 pair, which is 13. So these have to add up to 13 at least. And if they didn't include, remember there's definitely a 6 here. If they didn't include the green digit, the maximum these could be would be a 5 and a 4, which is not nearly big enough. So that is certainly green. That's not green. That's 7 or 8. Green is now, well, it's probably on the tip of the thermo, but I'm not certain. This digit then, does that have to be quite chunky? We worked out the minimum this would be 13, didn't we? Well, yeah, what's the maximum that can be? This is going to do it. This is going to give me green. More green. We've discovered more green. Because, I'm just going to check this. That cannot be a 1-2 pair. It can't be. So it's at least 1-3, which is 13. How do I make that even add up to 13? The only way I can make that 13 is like that. That is the only way I can do it, because 6 is not available. So that must be how this looks. This now is not 5. Well, let's do the easy wins first. Green, let's double click green, take those out. Green is now definitely 8, which means yellow, let's take all the ambiguity out of yellow. Yellow is definitely 7, which means this is a 6 and a 7. So this doesn't have 8 on it. This is that can't be 4 anymore. These are very small digits. There's a 1, 2, 3 triple in row 5. That's a 4, 5 pair now, so... Oh, is that doing anything? Maybe that's not doing very much, but it seemed exciting. There's definitely a 1 on this domino, otherwise it won't add up to a 3 or 4, so that's definitely not a 1. This has to be, well, yeah, this has to be a 1-3 pair, doesn't it? We can't put 1 in the middle of a thermo. So that's beautiful. Look, that only just works 1, 3, and you have to put 2 in the corner, and that's going to fix this. That's now 1, 3. This is 4. This is just a brilliant puzzle. It is a brilliant puzzle. 1, 3. This is 2. That's not 2. I should be able to get that digit, shouldn't I? That's a 4. So that's a 4 by Sudoku. What about this column then? Yellow has to appear in this column. It must be at the bottom. There we go. That's another little win for the good guys. This is a 5 by Sudoku. 5 gets zonked out of all of these, as does 3. This becomes a 1, 2, 4 triple. So these become a 3, 5 pair. That's probably resolved somehow. There's a 1, 2 pair I've just found. Oh, that's good. That's a 4. So that's a 5. That's a 1 to add up to 6. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a 5. That's a 4. These two squares are a 2, 3 pair resolved by this one. So that's 2. That's 3. That's 2. That's 1. That's 1. This is a 3, 4, 5 triple, which is not quite resolved, but I think we're getting there, aren't we? 3 here resolves my 1 and 3 over this side. That gives me a 1, 2 pair. Yeah, that was going to give me a I'm still clicking the wrong number of times. That's not resolved anything. Okay, let's keep plodding away then. So this, where's the 1 on my 1, 2, 6 triple? It's there. So that fills in all those digits. 2 and 4 and 3 come out of it. This is a 1, 5 pair. So that's 4. This is 2, 3. That's not 4. 4 is resolved on the thermo. So 4 is resolved in box 2, which gives me that. This is sick. 1, 6 and 7. That's a naked single. This is a 6, 7 pair. It's probably the thermo is going to be quite useful. This is at least a 7 now. It's not a 7, so it's got to be an 8. So that's 8, and that's going to do the unwinding. Whoopsie. That's doing the unwinding of the thingies. The technical term being 8s. That's a 6, 7 pair. We've not put 5 into this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 5 into this column. So that's, okay, that's 6, that's 7, that's 6. That's 7. Whoops, that's 7, that's 6. That's 6, that's 5, that's 5, that's 1, that's 1, that's 2. My goodness me. Right, okay, these are 2, 7, which I can do. That does the 7 and the 3 and the 2, the 3 and the 5. And we've finished the puzzle. All that's left to do is to double click my 7s and make sure they're all yellow. Get rid of that one. Double click my 8s. Have I got all the 8s done? Maybe all the 8s are already lit up. Yeah, I think they are. Get rid of that yellow there. And click tick. Yes, that is absolutely lovely. What a puzzle. Rolling wave. It did feel like a rolling wave. I don't know if that's a... Oh, it's probably a reference to the look of the lines or something. But Lizio 1, that is a brilliant puzzle. And it's just joyful. I totally agree with those comments about it. It did feel very harmonious and like there was a huge amount of balance. And it was, I think it was 3 stars. I think that's exactly right, whoever said that. And I loved it. And let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.